Hello and welcome to another episode of Learning to Live in the Present Moment. My name is Ted Robinson and I'm your host today. Well, I've spoken about this before, but I think I have a new tack to take with you, a new approach, a new idea. I just finished, I'm in the midst actually of reading a wonderful book called A New Earth by Eckart Tolle. And it's really quite a good book because it's clarifying a very important aspect for me in my life, and I suspect for you as well. It's called Awakening to Your Life's Purpose. And that's what today's show is going to be about. What is your life's purpose? Have you ever thought about it? Most people don't. Don't feel badly if you haven't. I'm not sure we even should. But the truth is, we all do have a purpose here. That's right, we have a purpose to be here on earth. Do you know what it is? Well, my belief is we're here to awaken. What does that mean? Well, I'll explain that in a minute. But we are all here to awaken. Every one of us on earth is here to awaken. And we're all at various stages of self-discovery. Nobody knows where they stand in the hierarchy, and there isn't a hierarchy like this or like this. It's just that some people seem to be further along the path to awakening than others. And that's okay. Because everybody has their purpose in our earth. Everybody has our purpose in the universe. Their own purpose. And there's nobody better or worse. We're just at different stages of self-discovery. But we all have the same purpose. To awaken. To awaken into what, you might be asking, right? To awaken into consciousness. Into presence. Ta-da! We got to it, right? The purpose of this show, learning to live in the present moment, is what this show is called. And that's what it's all about. Learning to live in the present moment. Why? Well, because that's what awakening is. Ultimately, when you awaken, you live in the present moment. It's just that simple. And that's what this whole book is about. This whole thick book that's all marked up by me. That's what this is about. I really recommend this book. It's a wonderful book. It explains it. It's not for everybody yet, but it is for everybody in the long run. One of the things that they talk about in here, or he talks about in here, Eckart Tolle, is quite interesting, and I want to share it with you. And this is his quote. We have two things, our inner purpose and our outer purpose. Your inner purpose is to awaken. It is as simple as that. You share that purpose, with every other person on the planet because it is the purpose of humanity. Your inner purpose is an essential part of the purpose of the whole, the universe and its emerging intelligence. Your outer purpose can, of course, change over time. It varies greatly from person to purpose. Now, here's what I thought was important. Finding and living in alignment with the inner purpose is the foundation for fulfilling your outer purpose. It is the basis for true success in life. So, I'll go into what outer purpose is in a moment, but your inner purpose, your soul's purpose, your heart and gut is to awaken. That's what I suggest. I'm wholesalely aligning myself with Eckart Tolle here. The whole purpose is to awaken. And the way in which you awaken is to become present. It's just that simple. In fact, he talks about it further in his chapter. What is the will of God? And he says the will of God is presence. It's presence. It's the presence of God in everything, including you. Everyone has the presence of God in it. The only thing that stops God's will from being expressed in every person is our mind, our left brain, our ego. Our thoughts are generally not in presence. In fact, they're based in the past, in the future, and in judgment. That's the problem. And if you keep staying in your mind all the time, you can't be aligned. It's just an impossibility, because the mind intercedes. It interferes with the being present, being awakened, being in God, so to speak. Instead, you're in your mind. You can't do two things at once in your mind. You can only think about one thing at a time. You can go back and forth quickly, but you can only do one thing at a time. And when you're thinking, you're generally in your ego. And that's what keeps you out of presence and out of direct connection with the universe and God. It's just that simple. Now, that sounds simple, right? But it's a lot different in reality, trying to actually do it practically speaking. It's hard to get there, right? Because many people say, well, I don't even know what my purpose is in life. And I'll go into your outer purpose in a few moments, what you do for a living, what you do in life. But the deal that he talks about, Eckart Tolle talks about, is very, very significant. He says the only time you get true success is when your outer purpose and your inner purpose, the purpose of awakening, are in alignment. So I'll get into telling you more about that, because it's very, very important for all of us to know, how do we know what our true purpose is? Are we just supposed to shuffle papers, do a menial job every day? Do you know something? There's nothing wrong with that. If you do it, if you're really there and present. That's the message. Whatever you're doing, the simple things in life, whatever you're doing, washing the dishes, mowing the lawn, do it. Don't do it with an agenda to get it done. Don't do it with an agenda of, oh, I've got to get this done too. What another chore. Do it. Do it fully. Be there completely. Say, wow, I'm going to wash the dishes now. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to think about everything else. I'm really going to pay attention. I'm really going to be here. And suddenly you transcend the chore. And you're doing something far beyond that. You're in presence. You're in direct connection with the universe. You're in connection with God. And the strangest part is, things can come through, messages come through in those moments of direct involvement, direct engagement with whatever you're doing. Being in presence allows the will of God to come through you. I'll go into all this in a little bit more detail right after we come back now. We're just going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Don't go away. Welcome back. So what is all this awareness about? What is all this presence about? It's about recognizing who you really are. Who are you? And what are you doing here? Well, we've already talked about what you're doing here, but who are you? Who are you? Are you this body? Are you this hand or this head? Who are you? Got any ideas? Well, my suggestion is your consciousness. You are the embodiment of consciousness in everything you do. You're not your thoughts. You're the part of you that is aware of your thoughts. So as you think something, when you become awakened, you actually step back here and watch the thoughts occur. You say, oh, look at that. I'm thinking about such and such. I'm thinking about being sarcastic. I'm thinking about being angry. I'm thinking about being loving. If you have to think about it, you're not it. You're in your mind. You're not truly conscious. You're becoming a concept, a mental concept, and that's not real. See, mental thoughts and concepts are not real. The consciousness that observes those thoughts and the concepts is who we are, every one of us. It's just that we get caught up in life, right? I got to go here, I got to do that, That's when we get lost. We're so caught up in everything that we get lost. And then we're not conscious of anything. We lose our consciousness, and we lose ourselves in doing rather than being. The whole idea of awakening is to learn how to be here now. Just to be here. And if you're going to do something, do it while you're here. Don't be like doing the dishes like this, or looking over there the whole time and watching TV while you're doing the dishes. Obviously, you're not getting all the stuff off the dishes, perhaps. The idea is to be here now with whatever you're doing, and be here fully. And then everything changes. Your God consciousness arises from within. It connects from without, and heaven descends to here on earth. Heaven on earth is here now. It's just your awareness that's awaiting, being awaited. Once you awaken, once you can recognize that you're pure consciousness, that's who you are, that has a mind that works for you, that has a mind that writes and talks and does, then that's the first step towards awakening. Now, just so you know, with awakening, it's more a case of grace, the grace of God bestowing it upon you, the initial awakening experience. And once you awaken to it, then you can now find your way into it purposefully. You can then become present, as I've explained earlier, where you open your eyes up and you defocus and all that. But the basic part of it is through the grace of God. Now, that's not something that happens to everybody the same way. Some people go, boom, somebody hits them with a magic wand, so to speak, and suddenly they're awakened. That's what happened to Leonard Jacobson. He had this big awakening all of a sudden. Then he had other awakenings. Other people just sort of gently move into it. It's a process of awakening. And one day suddenly they're looking and they notice something and they go, look at that. Whereas before I always looked at the red in the roses, now I'm seeing the whole aura of the rose, every part of it. I had that experience one time when I was up seeing John of God, and I came out from this meditation room where he was holding this meditation up at Omega, and suddenly I was like, look at it all. This garden is just alive. I can feel the aliveness of the garden. Now, if I can do this, so can you. Everybody can. Everybody has had these experiences, in my view. Everybody has had them at some point. You just have to see it for a moment. You just have to focus on a beautiful flower. See it once. Just say, oh, look at that. You don't even have to say, look at that. You just look at it. Just be with it. Oh, my goodness, look at this. Oh. And you're just with it. Just be with it. You see, as that happens, there's a moment when you're no longer observing it. You are part of it. You actually climb into it almost. You become part of the whole overall field of it, and it becomes part of the overall field of you. That's when presence is there. That's when you know it. You can sense it. You can feel it. It's there with you, and you're there with it. And there's no separation. Suddenly the separation that's over here, when you're observing something as an object, you're separated. When you finally become present with it, you're one. You just join together. It's a beautiful experience, and it's available to everyone, including you. Now, how to do that? Well, we've done that many times in this show, and we'll do it some more next time. But the idea here is that you can do this. You can do this. In the next show, we're going to talk about your outer purpose and what that may be, and then how to make that aligned with your inner purpose. Because, as Eckart said, that's when that you have true success. Otherwise, you can sort of buck the tide through willpower, hard work and effort, but there's no joy in it. Whereas when you awaken to your true purpose in life, when you awaken to awakening, recognizing that's your purpose here, to awaken, and you find things in life to do that support that, that's when you're going to find true success, and it's effortless. It's just effortless. It comes with ease. That's the beauty of it. It comes with total ease. That's what you're looking forward to in the future. But it's not so far in the future because everything is happening now. There is no future. There is no past, as we've explained before. The past is just a recollection of our mind. The future is just an imaginary experience based upon your past experience. If it happened that way then, it'll happen that way again, right? Not necessarily, right? So the past and the future are really illusions of our mind. The only time that's real is now. Now, can you have a purpose in life this moment? Absolutely. My purpose in this moment is to talk with you, to be present with you, to just be here with you, sharing what I share. Your purpose right now is to just be here. That's your purpose right now. It's not hard, and it's present. Because this second it might be different. Now, this second I have to go to the bathroom. This second I'm going to go get a snack. This second. But it's only in this moment that things change. For right now, you're just here. I'm just here. And we're here together. In the present moment. This present moment is when we're here together. That's the beauty of it. That never leaves, by the way. The present moment never leaves us. It's always available to us. But here's a little clue. Every moment is the present moment. Because the past is no longer here. The future is not here yet. But it's sort of like a line of present moments coming by. It doesn't become the present until it's here. So there's only one present moment. And afterwards, it's just an imaginary reflection of the past based on our own prejudices and what color glasses we're wearing, right? Rose-colored glasses, dark glasses, or a magnifying lens. And the future, well, it's not here yet. So that moment doesn't even exist yet. And what we call the future is just our imagination. So the only present moment is right here and now. Just now. That's the one you want to focus on. And that's what we'll be talking about next time, as we learn to live in the present moment together. I want to share with you that, each week we have a Borrowing Benefits Emotional Freedom Technique group here at our Center for Inner Healing. And what that is, it's a group of people that get together in a little, right in this spot. I teach it from this very seat, and I have a little semicircle of chairs out in front of me, and people sit there and I go back and forth with them. If you ever want to take a look at what it looks like, at least my side of it, because we don't videotape anybody that's here, just go to YouTube and look up Ted Robinson and then put in the letters EFT, E-F as in Frank, T. And you'll find a whole bunch of videos there, some of which are our Borrowing Benefits group. And that'll give you a good idea of what we do. 2 weeks ago we did a Emotional Freedom Technique round on sweets. And ironically enough, since that round, I haven't had any sweets. It's been 2 weeks so far, and I've taken up one notch on my belt already, so I'm really pretty pleased. And that's just because of the tapping. So in the past, we've worked on sexual abuse issues, abandonment, finding the right person for you in life, a soulmate, abundance, all kinds of different things. And you can do that too. We do it every Wednesday, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's 2 hours, and it's $20. And nobody's turned away at the door for money. So if you think that this might be a good forum for you to expose certain things and learn certain things about yourself, come on down. It's Wednesday night, 7 p.m. We also have a thing from our Center for Inner Healing called the Tapathon. It's a Sunday night teleconference call where you can call in, and I suggest that you use a free or almost free telephone service. You can call into our Tapathon number, which is on our website at centerforinnerhealing.com, centerforinnerhealing.com, all one word. And just call in at 7 o'clock actually 8 o'clock now during the summer, 8 o'clock during the summer, on Sunday evenings. And we do about an hour's worth of tapping on that time. And whoever wants to be the volunteer, they volunteer. But everybody on the phone, wherever they are around the world. We've had people call in from as far away as South Africa and Australia. And there's no delay in the phone or anything. So if you use Skype, in fact. So it's really a wonderful opportunity for free to be part of our group and to benefit greatly. We've had people with all kinds of issues benefit on our phone calls on Sunday night, and that can work for you too. So you're invited to do that. If you see this, make sure to make the call. We are there available to you, okay? And that's about it for today. We look forward to having you here each and every week, I should say, as we learn to live in the present moment together. And I want to tell you how much it means to me that you come and share this time with me, because I'm learning as well as I'm teaching. Remember what I said earlier? We're all at our own level of evolution for self-discovery. I'm discovering too. As I explain it to you, I discover more. As you explain it to somebody else, you'll discover more. So please, share what you learn here. Share it knowing that it's true, if it's true for you. Don't ever accept it as true from me. It may be my truth and not yours. But feel inside. You may find that this is the truth for you. And that's the important thing to remember. If it's true for you, then you found something new, right? And you've evolved a little further in your own process of self-discovery. So I'll see you back here next week, same time, same place, as we learn to live in the present moment together. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.